Shalom, I'm going to make this super quick. Giving all praise here. How about Shem Shai by Shem Rakakodah? Shalom to the 144,000 rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, That's Why You Marry Them Off at This Age. So this is short. You can play this. You can play this short. It's short, so it's short. And it doesn't look like it's like stage. But she's living. This is she's his. This is his daughter. Excuse me, and she's 14. You hear that in about the middle, right about here, and he's talking about calling. He's kicking her out the house because she's not going to school. She goes to school, but she doesn't go to classes. She got a handful of boys that she talks to. Like I said, she's 14 years old. You can see the attitude right there. He's tired of dealing with this. It's obvious. The backstory with him is he got with a woman, maybe had one child, maybe this is the first child. This looks like maybe a child over here. And he takes, normally the mother takes the children, especially the daughters, but for some reason he's got the daughter. And he's like, I'm tired of this. I can't deal with this. You don't go to school. You're talking to little boyfriends. You don't listen. You calling me. You calling me. A whole lot of disrespect. So he's tired. He says, you got to get out of here. He said, you got to go with your mother. She says, my mother's not going to have me. Well, the reason why you're having this type of problem, and it goes back, I guarantee you he's a light-skinned dude. The mother had to be much darker because she's dark. Don't get with these darkies, all right? Because they the first, and I guarantee you, she was the one that left him. And she wanted to go out and continue to be a 304. But in the video, I'm glad they said it. He says, you're 14 years old. Well, 14 years old, she's been a woman for 2 years. In the ancient world, they married them off. Don't listen to them two knuckleheads, freaking frack, Hakar and Hassad. They talking about, well, a woman could get married. She can only get married when she's 20 years old and above. And a man, if you're under 20 years old as a man, you're considered a little one. Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshua is not dealing with those two clowns. And, I think back, reminisce on the fact that they got on us because when I made a statement, you got to marry them young. Well, in the ancient world, they did. To solve this problem right here, and if you told this jughead, well, you should think about, getting her married off. Well, she's only 14 years old. Okay, go ahead and keep her. No, I can't do it no more. I'm sending her to her mama. Her mama don't want her. Where's she gonna go? Either she gonna get with a man, and her mother didn't show her motherfucking thing. Her mother didn't show her nothing. She just popped out a baby or two. And she got to probably, we know the blank woman, man. And now in the ancient world, they used to marry, a Hebrew man would marry, and I said this, I'm going to go to the precepts. A Hebrew man, an Israelite man, by law, can marry can marry off their daughter to another Hebrew man for a price, and that man could either put her in slavery, meaning not hardcore slavery, but she's a maid, a handmaid. She's a servant of the house, just like Hagar to Sarah. Or the man that purchased, the Israelite man that purchased the daughter from another Hebrew Israelite man, he can say, this is going to be my woman. She has no say in the matter. Or I'm going to give this, she's what, how old is she? She's 12? Okay, my son is 14. I'm going to give this 12-year-old girl to this son. This is what they did in the ancient world. I'm going to show you that in the precepts, in the scriptures. Well, the precepts, because it is the law, right? What is that? Leviticus, either Leviticus or it's Exodus, if I'm not mistaken. It's Exodus. I always get them confused. 21. Ordinances for the people. It said, now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them, which are the Israelites. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Give you the example. Jacob was a servant unto Laban, which was his uncle, right? He worked for seven years for his daughter, Rachel. He pulled a fast one on him, and at the end of the 7 years, he gave him Leah. He found out because remember they were veiled until they go into the bedchamber, the tent or whatever. So he said, look, you pulled a fast one on me. Then he threw the law out, which was a custom, unwritten law. Look, I gotta give your oldest daughter first. So he was so much in love with Rachel that he made a deal to work another 7 years. Then he finally got her. Altogether, he worked 21 years. You had the 7, which is in the law. Then he worked an extra 14 years for his 2 daughters, which, by the way, the Most High set it up. The Most High wanted him to get with the 2 sisters. Now, the law also says this. That was before the law was written, but the law says you cannot get your sister, a woman and a sister. You can't lay with both of them. You can't be married to both of them because they're sisters. A man cannot get with a woman and the woman's mother. That's death. You get put to death. That's a law unto death. So this is for a man. Israelite man to another Israelite man. Or Israelite man that's, not doing well, and the other man makes him a servant for 7 years. But then when he leaves with substance. So he's an established man. So if you have a 12-year-old Hebrew Israelite boy back in the ancient world, he's an established man at 19. He serves under a rich Israelite man, and at 19, he's established man. He can have servants. And they always needed a servant, right? If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If he came in with his wife, him and the wife could go. If his master have given him a wife, which is a servant, he's a servant, his master's wife is a servant, they're all Hebrews, and she have borne him sons and daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. So if he loves the woman and loves his children, he's gonna remain a servant forever. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Then it goes into the all, in the air, right? And this is what the chip is all about. When you take that chip, you're taking a digital all, and you're telling the Most High, no, my master's Esau. So all you jakes out there that talking about, well, what about the white man? Well, you get an opportunity to be his slave, and then you're going to die. So keep that same energy. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the manservants do. So once an Israelite sells his daughter to another Israelite, that's it. She's there until she dies, or she gets the master falls in love with her. She gets married. She's a marriageable or marriage status. Showed you that in the movie 12 Years a Slave. If she please not the master who have betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed, brought back, to sell her unto a strange nation, which is an Israelite, stranger. He shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her because she went from slave status to marriage status, and then you had to let her go. It says, and if he have betrothed her and unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. That's going to be my daughter now. It was all about status back then. It was all about status. If he take him another wife, her food, her remnant, and that's, wait a minute, Nate says, oh, you can only have one woman. No, that's bullshit. And her duty of marriage shall be not diminished. Meaning you got to take care of her in all ways. You fill in the blanks. And if you do not these three unto her, then she go out free without money. She can go out free. So that's this is some of the laws. And like I said, when they got a woman, they were in their teens. Could have been 12, 13, 14 years old. So coming back over here, her mother should have first of all, her mother, I already see the mother left him. He trying to do the right thing by taking the daughter because the mother don't want her. You know she's for the streets, the mother. At the time when the mother was, when they were together, when they were happier days, she didn't teach her nothing. She got nothing but attitude, man. Nothing but attitude. Now, if he smacks her or beats her, he can be arrested. And you can thank this fucking experiment that's getting ready to go down, sink like a ship. America. America is an experiment, by the way. Let me see if I can find that. Bear with me for a minute. President Lincoln said, I got to change that. Let me do this again. Bear with me for a minute. Let me get my bearings straight. President Clinton said, nope, I don't want that. President Clinton said America is an experiment. Okay, let me see what comes up. I can hardly read this. American experiment. I still believe there is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right in America. Happy 4th to you all. American experiment. Okay, so let's see what this is all about. The American experiment launched by Jefferson goes on. Americans are still taking part in the democratic experiment. So before America, before democracy, there was no such thing. You had monarchs, you had kings, right? Kings and queens. So this new thing of putting somebody in office based on the number of people that vote for him is an experiment. And like I said, I can't find a quote. If I look hard enough, I can find it. Clinton said that at the inaugural, the first time he became president. He was a president two terms. He called America great. What did he call it? How did he say it? He said great experimentation or something to that effect. But he referred to America as an experiment. So here we got Thomas Jefferson says what? Americans are still taking part in the democratic experiment Thomas Jefferson launched with the Declaration of Independence. Ooh. So with the Declaration of Independence, he said that this is the launch of an experiment. So this stuff about a woman can do what they want, and you blah 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 blah. This is part of the experiment. He cannot beat this girl because he'll get locked up. Then she's going to be forced to stay with the mother. The mother don't give a shit about her, so she's going to be out there in the streets. Guarantee you, her mother showed a little of nothing. Didn't show how to bake a cake. Didn't show how to, if a pair of pants gets a cut in it, and show you how to sew. She don't have no skills, womanly skills at all. No womanly skills at all. Just a bad attitude, but you got to take care of me. So he was fed up. When a man tells his daughter, I don't want you in the fucking house, you got to go somewhere, that means he's on his last leg, man. And I'm pretty sure he tried to work with this woman. And I'm pretty goddamn sure he was in love with this one's mother. So this is all fucked up any way you want to turn it. It's all fucked up. So thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that the Most High is going to destroy this experiment. Remember, America is an experiment. I just showed you that. Thomas Jefferson signing the let me go back to it so I can read it right. In signing the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain, said Americans are still taking part in the democratic experiment. This is an experiment to see how it works. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. What did this guy say? Ford made a statement. Give me a second. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Henry Ford said the American people will wind up homeless. Okay, I found it. Quote by Henry Ford. It is, let me see. It is well enough that people of a nation do not understand our banking or monetary system, for if they did, I believe there would be I think it's revolution tomorrow. I don't think he said that. Somebody else said that. And I went through this. Let me try this again. Bear with me for a minute. I believe that's the rest of the quote. I'm sorry, let me do this again. Right, it says, if they knew the bank and the monetary system, there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Now, something happened a day and a half, 2 days ago. Trump called for these tariffs. Give me a second. And then he put a 90-day a stop on it. And then recently he talked about how these super rich guys, he said, you made $2 billion off this, you made $1 trillion off of it. It was all a setup. It's the opposite of pump and dump. And if you're in the stock markets, you go into a stock because it's going up. Let me get into the stock. Then all of a sudden it goes up. Then it just drops. and you lose all your money. So the opposite of pump and dump would be dump and pump. So with him, saying that we're going to set up, how can I put it in words and mumbling a little bit? How are we going to do this and make it seem like, in other words, we're going to do this. We're going to dump everything by this tariff talk, and then the next day and a half, I'm gonna call for a 90-day stop on it, and then the market is gonna go straight back up. So you buy low and you sell high, right? Let me come on back. Let me try this. We will wind up homeless in the place where our forefathers conquered. Okay, I believe it's Jefferson. Yes, it's Jefferson. When we get, what is that? Pile upon one another in the large cities, as in Europe, we shall become as corrupt as Europe. Up homeless on the. I gotta click on this. Okay, here it is. Let me click on this. Are they gonna give me the quote? Let me bring it back. Bear with me for a minute. I got to get the full quote. Famous quote. This got to be it. Up around the banks. I got to get the whole quote. Why are they playing around, man? So the forefathers, they understood how the money system worked. Up around the banks. He says something. Let me try it again. I'm sorry, y'all. Nope, not this. I don't want this. Okay, I found it. Quote from Jefferson. I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, which they do, which is the Federal Reserve, privately owned, first by inflation, then by deflation, you want to buy in a deflationary period. The banks and corporations that will grow up around the banks will deprive the people of all property. You will own nothing and be happy about it until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. Why do you say conquered? Because they took down Gad. They went to another man's land. Scriptures say, remove not a man's landmark. So he said, we conquered this place. So you get what you got coming. Chickens coming home to roost. But what goes around comes around. Payback is a bitch. Parts of the quotation may be paraphrase of Jefferson's writings, while other parts are entirely spurious. But this is what he said. He went into the banking system. Henry went into the banking system. If the American people knew how the banking system and monetary system worked, there would be a revolution before morning, before the sun go up. January 6th, 2021, when the good old boys went down to D.C., it was all part of a setup. That's coming out that it was all part of the setup. But these people didn't know. They didn't know what they were fighting for. And they failed. And then them same people that followed Trump ain't helping them. Them good old boys, them, the MAGA hat people, they didn't make no money. They lost money. Right along with Jake. Or you kept the same money that you got, but it was the super rich that became, if you had a guy that was worth 10 billion, right now he's probably worth 20 billion. When this guy Trump was campaigning, what was in the background? MAGA people. When he does his speeches, who's in the background? Those super rich. He didn't invite the MAGA people to the White House because there's a reason behind that. He looks down on them. He looks at them as being white, trash. But you can thank the government, the school system. They dumbed you down. Your best teacher is your father. If your father is a wise man. The founding fathers knew, there's a reason why they broke off from to set up the 13 colonies. Because they knew they were getting had by the UK. They said, fuck it. So anyway. So this guy, he's in a hard situation. But he he's up to here. The saying, he's up to here with it. He don't want to deal with this. He hates his daughter. And she has an attitude. Like, she got the headphones on, and you can see she's got a bad attitude. You can see that he's about an inch away from smacking the shit out of her and winding up in jail. And this is part of the curses. Anyway, with that, on to the next Shalom.